Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, my voice. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary folk and Polynesians. Welcome to Vancouver, BC. It is not quite 9 o'clock, and I am so tired. I sound I sound fucking insane. I sound ridiculous. I have, I have the Darth Vader voice. Listen to myself. Oh shit! I can barely crochet. Oh goddamn. Hi, hello everyone. Hi Dave Chrome. Hi KK. How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. I have so much to tell you guys about. I'm doing some seed stitch. Moss stitch. Sorry, seed stitch is something else. Just give me. Oh fuck, give me a break. I'm going to be lucky if I can get through an hour tonight. I am so tired. I ran a craft market today because apparently I'm an idiot. Hi, Crowbar Scout. How's it going? I ran a craft market, and that meant that like it wasn't just like me going to a craft market. No, I ran a craft market. I organized it, and I made it happen, and I just did the things and got everybody to show up and pay for their tables and a whole bunch more shit, and just been questioning my sanity for a solid like 24 hours at this rate. Like I don't know. Like just it's oh motherfuckers. It's been exhausting. It's been exhausting. It's so tiring. Like and and everything like went really well and everyone's been like, when are you running the next one? And I'm like just staring here with this look on my face going like, what do you mean? I gotta do this again? Okay. Fuck, I'm so tired. I'm gonna just no. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get through this time. We're gonna do the stream. We are going to do the crochet. I can barely do knife grip at this fucking rate, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the things. We're gonna do all the motherfucking things. I swear to God. Vancouver's mysterious last lady crochet woman grabber. You know, like just for what it's worth, okay. My idiot ass did not get paid for any of that. Went and organized it, made sure that it was getting, the payments were being made to the community hall, the house where I ran it. Okay. Did I get paid? No. I had a stall that a friend of mine, her kid came along and basically ran it for me, her teenage kid. And nothing, by the way, got sold. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, motherfuckers, I don't care. It's like, I've got bigger fish to fry, which is actually making all of this run successfully. And like, I'm pretty sure not a single thing sold because like no effort whatsoever was put into my table. It was literally just a bunch of like my local, crochet and knit group and hanging out and crafting and chatting and just generally doing their thing. And I was just like, and all I was doing was running around like an idiot, making sure every other vendor was doing okay and had like all the right stuff and yeah. Oh God, last lady. And I even actually have an order that needs to go out tomorrow, or else it's going to be overdue. And kind of so like, and I'm just like, well, could have gotten it out today, but that was never going to happen. For what it's worth, but we did the things. We did all the things. It was amazing. Okay, listen. All right, here's what we've got so far. What we're doing tonight. Okay, I thought it was about high time that I kind of improved some of my knowledge, and you can see how I'm just kind of fucking up this here. Look at this. I'm terrible at this. This is how much of look at this. Look at this bullshit. We are this is amateur hour, okay? This is the crochet instructor, okay? Fucking stuff up. And you can see how I'm fucking it up here. I have like I just this is a different stitch, obviously. I'm not surprised that this is kind of coming in. But I started apparently adding extra stitches somewhere around here because I was not fucking paying attention at all doing the rest of this. And then started crocheting properly, okay? Yeah, that is where we're at. That is what we're doing. We're absolutely half-assing some stuff here. I'm not even kidding. Like, feel free to just, unsubscribe, don't follow me anymore, clear, like, just the, because, okay, so what we, essentially, all right, I'm gonna learn you a thing anyway, okay? We've got moss stitch, okay? Moss stitch is really super basic. It's just alternating chains and single crochet. And then you just do multiples of two, okay? You get to the end of the row, you chain two, you skip one, you start going back the way, and you essentially in every chain stitch, when you're going back, you do a single crochet. And you get this nice alternating thing. Now, the nice thing about this is that the drape of this is like quite a bit. It works out to be, because there's so much space, and you can see when I stretch it, it's got kind of a little bit more holes in it, if you know what I mean. Like, do this with the right yarn and you get a drape that's very similar to knitting, okay? And I started doing this because I was like, I think this is kind of a sort of a hole in my random knowledge of crochet, okay? Believe it or not, I don't do that many combination kind of stitches, especially this kind of ones that would be considered kind of common, I don't do a whole lot of them because I end up doing bags and I do corner to corner crochet and I start doing structural stuff and I'm just like, and I find all my time gets completely hosed because I do that kind of stuff. But like, this kind of thing is definitely something that I should know, you know? And this is not like, it's not like difficult to get to grips with different stitches because this is like, it's called a stitch. It's really just a repeating pattern. It's not that deep, But this is definitely something that I should be aware of. So if someone comes up to me and says, hey, can you do a moss stitch? I should immediately be able to say, yes, I know what that is, or, whatever. But I can't right now because it's just like never occurred to me to even go and fucking do that. So I just sat down and just like, you know what, I'm just going to do a whole bunch of moss stitch so that I can say I'm comfortable with it, Like this little bag here I'm using for like my skein holder, which is not even the right shape. I'm just using it as that right now because we are absolutely in basic bitch mode. This, like, this shell stitch stuff, I can do shells all fucking day, every day. Like, fucking love them. I can, I can knock them out all the time, But I should be able to say the same about stuff like moss stitch, So I'm going to just sit down and just do a whole shit ton of this. And because I found it incredibly useful to do so, we're doing hand warmers again. Yeah, like I said, we are absolutely in basic bitch mode, and I am not capable of doing anything that requires actual thought at this rate. I'm just like, oh god, just like, do I drink even more coffee, having been spent the last I started at 10 a.m. and I was there from about like a little past 8, doing setup and putting up signs and doing a whole bunch of other shit, and that was after I'd spent the entire evening before doing setup of like all the tables and all this other crap. And that was after what, 2 weeks of just doing the marketing, and that is wallpapering my neighborhood in signs, posters saying, hey, we're doing this. And now tomorrow, after I drop my kids off for school, I have to go around and take a couple of them down. Because there are now posters all over the gaff. I gotta go and take them all down so everyone understands, oh hey, like, we're not doing a craft market. My craft market was yesterday, and I didn't put a date on those posters because I'm an idiot. Yeah. Everyone, yeah, I put a video, up on Instagram real fast. And that was literally just a 30-second. I did a walkthrough at, I think it was about, shit. I think it was about like 1:30 or 2 o'clock. It was like at the end, it was like we were getting to like just after lunchtime and everybody was the final kind of big busy part of the day. When we opened the doors at 10 and the place just went bonkers for a solid 5 hours, And I was wondering we were going to have like lulls in it and everything like that. No, people just kept coming. Loads of people in and out during the day, just more people than I thought were going to show up. It was unreal. So I'm like, this is okay. At least I know that, that we got the word out. That worked. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we got it done. I checked in with all the vendors. We had 15 vendors in there who would actually pay for their tables. By 11:30, we could open at 10. By 11:30, everyone would cover the cost of their tables, which in fairness was not a whole lot, plus a bit more besides. And everyone was super happy over the whole day. Like, there was one guy who was selling these really super nice candles, like very nice. Like, they just really, like, lovely Halloween kind of like there were pumpkin spice candles and a bunch more other kind of more exotic stuff. And that guy was like so happy. He was like, "This is great. We've sold out of almost like I was talking to him at the end of the day. He sold out of like almost everything he had, and had like one box of the pumpkin spice or something left. I was like, woo, yay, that's what I want to hear. Yeah. Oh yeah, and outdoor mall areas and monthly markers, Martin, and it's always packed and busier now. It's getting close to Christmas. Yeah, I know. Oh Jesus, that's the thing, guys. Everybody keeps asking me when am I going to do another one, and I'm so scared. I'm so fucking scared. I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to pull together another one. Like coming up to Christmas, fucking how? It took me 2 months to get this one together. How am I going to do another one? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, just want to say for the record, okay, Frank was super impressed by this. He was just like, "This is great marketing. You're doing great. You're working on the brand. Like, I'm really happy with this. Just like you've done great work. To like, nothing but praise, which is great because normally he's just full of bullshit. He's just like he's just basically telling me, like you got to work on blah 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 blah. For him to say, "Hey, you did a good job today," that's high praise indeed. I'm kind of happy with that. If I'm gonna get praise from anybody, and getting it from Frank is definitely meaningful. Yeah. If you do a second week in December, that's close enough. God, I'm fucking terrified. Just so you know, you guys aren't getting any streams from me over Christmas, okay? Or at least if you do get any streams from me, they're going to be in Ireland because on the 20th of December, I am flying my happy ass back to Ireland, and I will be there until January. Mm, just saying, just saying. You guys can. I may stream, but if I do, it will be from Ireland. And now you have the context that, yeah, I mean, like, Christ, we have a whole Facebook group now. The Facebook group, which is just like, oh, yeah, we have a Facebook group. I won't say anything from it. Yeah, look, we have the Facebook group, okay? The Facebook group where, like, where everybody is, like, all the vendors are there, and you request photos of sheep and cows. I mean, in fairness, like, wherever I go, yes, I can get you pictures of sheep and cows. That's like, because I'll either be at my parents' place, which is in rural Limerick, and right next to a cow field, or and then down the road from a sheep field, or I'll be in my mother-in-law's place, which is right next to a cow field and down the road from a sheep field. And just like it's like, I hate to play into the stereotype, and yet here we are. Okay, so actually, one thing I'm going to do, or is this going to work for me now? Can I? Yay! Okay, so I've noticed that like I kind of should probably zoom in a little bit to show you what I'm doing in this case because I'm using very thin yarn. So I'm going to just do this for a bit. Frank is off camera, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. He's going to deal with it. All right. Can I turn this up a bit? I mean, I could readjust it later, I hope. Again, we're still in basic mode because like that's my iPhone held really awkwardly on the stand. Okay, yeah. I kind of feel like there's some people will come onto the stream and then just like not stick around because it's hard to see my hands and what I'm actually doing, I'm going to see if I can do something about that. Anyway, I've done like other stuff this week. It's just the market was like the huge thing because I've done it today and I'm so fucking tired. I spent the week working with an older lady who was just out of open heart surgery, and I was essentially I'm on call now as a senior aide, and it's to do things like companionship and like helping with their groceries and all the other interesting stuff like that. And if you want to know, there's a Vancouver-based startup called Tuk2.ca. Very nice people, and it's like gig economy, sign up and you can do work with them, and it's been very nice. It was very rewarding. All right, wonderful lady. She was just like super weak and sick because she's obviously just had open heart surgery, and she had me come in and basically stay with her and help her with her breakfast and then walk with her because she had to get a little bit of exercise and all that kind of stuff, and it was lovely. And she used to work in the movie industry, which I have to say was fascinating. She said, like, I learned some very interesting things over the week, all right? Mostly that, like, Hugh Jackman, by the way, is apparently really nice. He's very polite, all right? Anne Hesh was, she died recently. Anne Hesh was an absolute angel and really, really lovely person. And just, apparently her death is like a massive loss because she was really, really lovely. And apparently Robert De Niro is a massive dick. So I find that fucking fascinating. Like, and I really attribute that to the fact that Vancouver is the city that it is. It's just wild to me that that is like something that can happen. That you can literally run into someone and be like, oh yeah, insert large movie star here. I totally worked with them and blah 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 blah. And they kind of give you the skinny and like, what were they really like as people? A large number of them were nasty, obviously. And for a number of them were just like, it's always the people you least expect. But yeah, no, this lady, she was just super nice. And yeah, retired a while, had some great stories to tell, and she did some really incredible work as an actual makeup artist because she was working when makeup artists were like, you know, they were like the special effects people as well. It wasn't like a separate thing, if you know what I mean. Like if you were a makeup artist, then you were doing like prosthetics and special effects and all that other kind of shit, and she did that, back in like the 70s and the 80s when it was getting going, that was her thing. And I was like, that is amazing. Anyway, we sat and we talked about art and it was lovely. And she hasn't booked me at all for it this week. I hope she's doing okay. I think she's like, she needs to get, like, just she has insomnia and needs to get that under control and then maybe I'll see her again. But lovely experience and I'm really happy that I got a chance to meet her. You know, really is a really nice person. But yeah, like that's the thing that I've been doing just this week. And then I've gotten like loads of people doing like I have my the knitting and crochet group that I run on Wednesdays and on Mondays and Wednesdays and I was like I have totally gotten all this more interest in it and people asking me about it and going like, yeah, can we just show up? Is you have to book this or register? And I'm like, hell no, just show up. I'll bring my yarn, I'll bring my hooks, I'll teach you how to crochet. Just show up. And they were like, do I need to pay or anything? I'm like, oh my God, just show up. There's no money. We're volunteers here. Just show up and I'll give you things and you can go practice and it'll be great. Just like we want more people to come and crochet. Anyway, I did that. And then I also applied to a thing in the city of Vancouver called the Neighborhood Small Grants Program, right? Because we live in socialist heaven here, apparently. And that is basically a program that the city of Vancouver runs. And what they do is like they will give out random small amounts of money to people who want to do community related things. And I thought, what's community related? Me hanging around the place and giving people free yarn and teaching them how to crochet and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll just ask them, hey, can we have $500 so that I can, you know, pay for hooks and yarn and stuff and, give people more whatever. And I ended up like, I just went and like, I emailed the application just going like, yeah, we do this thing, we're getting more people and I give away all this yarn and then hooks and I really like some money so that I can pay for this and not have to give it away out of my own stash kind of place. Please and thank you. So we shall see what the city of Vancouver says about that. Who knows really? They are somewhat fickle, but it's always interesting to deal with them. Canadian bureaucracy never fails to amuse the shit out of me, I'm telling you that much. But it's good. I brought all of my extra yarn from my stash and gave it away today, of which there was something like 3 garbage bags full of this striping stuff that's good for knitting and that I will never ever use because I ain't about that life. Present yarn notwithstanding, this is actually, in case anyone cares, this is Mary Maxim Bamboo Soft Stripes. It is, yum, yum, yum. Where are you? You're not going to tell me. Just, oh, there you go. It's 75% bamboo, 25% nylon. It just means it's kind of strong and fairly soft, Bamboo is pretty nice to work with. It's certainly very nice to knit with. Crochet I'm kind of in two minds about, because this stuff is very, very splitty right now, especially on the hook that I've got here going on here. Like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. Like, the self-striping again is a bit of a bugbear, okay? Especially when you're dealing with crochet, but something that has ostensibly been designed for self-striping, but with knitting. And here is proof positive of that, you know? You can see the way the stripes, like, ignore the fact that my tension is, like, my actual stitch count here is a fucking shit show, because that's how, you know, that's how it just kind of worked out. Up top here, where you can see the stripes actually coming together, like, if it was knitted and not crocheted, the stripes would be far more regular, okay? They would, I don't think they would, we don't have a picture here, do we? We do not. Son of a bitch. You know, we've got at the back or the washing instructions, yeah. Yeah. So, like, you see this a lot with self-striping yarns. Is like they look really good knitted. When they crochet, they just look a little bit strange. This one's pretty good, I feel, especially because I'm working in moss stitch, and this is like, the drape is about as similar to knitting as you can get. You can see how kind of floppy it is, and it does work up to be rather thin and kind of a little stretchy. It's not quite as stretchy this direction, because that's just not how crochet really works. It tends to stretch across the rows, and you can definitely see the difference here. So if you watch here, okay, obviously these are the rows, and you can see there's not a lot of stretch, and it bounces quite quickly, all right? It just does not want to stretch in that direction along a row, because again, crochet is knotted. But if you do between rows, you can see how well it stretches, and more importantly, that you can stretch it and it keeps that stretch. You can see how it doesn't bounce back the same way. It keeps that. This one doesn't almost at all. Yeah. Important thing to note, I think, in fairness. Now, that said, the actual output of this is really nice, and my half-assery notwithstanding, down at this portion, when I actually put this together, I think it's going to be quite nice. Like, if I just turn it over now to make a hand warmer, you can see that the striping here is still pretty good. Like, I probably would want it to be, I don't know, like another couple of rows here, maybe. Yeah. It's not going to stretch in this direction, so technically I should probably do it this way. And, you know, just accept there's going to be a little bit of variability or whatever when I complete, because I've completely buggered up the stitch count on the base. But, like, it's not wide enough yet. But when I do actually, like, if I actually seam it at the side, finish it and seam it at the side now, it's definitely going to stretch too far in this direction. So we do need to do a bit more in this. And this is only one, by the way, you know. But yeah, the fabric that's produced from Moss Stitch is very, very nice. It is very kind of drapey and similar to knitting. And I think if you're going to use this for something like clothing, you're probably onto a winner. Not necessarily this particular yarn, because it does have quite a lot of holes in it, especially when it stretches just a little bit like that. You will see that it has more holes in it than knitting, you know. You would want to do this in a bit of a thicker yarn, I think, to get the same kind of effect. Like, or to get, you know, like, I'm using super thin sock weight yarn on a 3.5mm hook, and in this case it's producing, like, yeah, it's probably a little bit, the hook's probably a little bit too big in my estimation. But you know what, we're going to continue, because as you guys all know, I commit wholeheartedly to my own nonsense, and we are just going to live with the results of our own stupidity. If it turns out to be a bad idea, well, what the fuck ever. We've learned something. We can move on. We're in it now, yeah. Now, what I said a few times today, actually, believe it or not, during the market, right? Especially because everyone was coming up going like, oh, you're doing such a great job. You're organizing this. It's fantastic. Like, you know, it's just, you're really great for organizing this. And what I kept saying was, like, the world belongs to the people who do stuff. To people who, or more importantly, to the people who get the stuff done. You know? Doesn't need to be perfect. It is like it, and especially if you're letting perfect be the enemy of done. But, like, the world absolutely belongs to the people who just get it done, and then live with the consequences of their own stupid decisions. So I'm like, the yarn isn't going to judge me. I will judge me, but the yarn will probably not judge me. But, like, you know, I'm just going to continue. and we're going to see where we end up. And maybe along the way, well, we're probably going to waste a whole lot of yarn. But you know, the important thing is that we learned something. The important thing is that we learned stuff. We learned the things and we finished the things, and we did not let ourselves be dissuaded by cocking up the entire things. Although there was a big fear today, I have to say. Like, thank God I had so many people helping me. Like, I don't even know, like, how I'd thank everybody, but it's probably going to be like, I'll just, you know, I said thank you to all the vendors, just like, thank you so much. You showed up. Yay, you showed up. Thank you for doing that. Yeah. Oh, God. I am so going to have a cold or something by tomorrow. I can sell it in my voice. It's like the stress-induced bullshit. Like, I'm just like, my immune system will be like, there's too many people. We were around way too many people. So now we're just going to make you feel like crap for a day or so because, like, it's the, you know, because you've overworked yourself or whatever. And, you know, like, it's whatever. It's going to be what it is. I keep telling myself that. It's going to be what it is. Nice thing about today, I have to say, is that, like, the vendors fed me. I wholeheartedly agree, and I'm one of those people who's less perfect get in the way of getting things done. Yeah. Look, I do that all the time, and I was like, listen, you gotta let it go. Just fucking get the thing done, and quit your bullshit procrastination because you got to get the thing done. It's more important to just get the thing done. You'll figure it out later. Get the thing done. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, I got fed. We had one vendor who was doing cookies and the most amazing muffins and whatever. And then we had another vendor who was doing like handmade chocolate truffles based on her grandmother's recipe from Chile, okay, in South America. And she was just like, the lady is so nice, and she was just like, I want to try and run a Valentine's Day market, but she's got to be there because chocolates, oh, she's going to make bank off that. I hope she will. She needs that. I want to warn her ahead of time to just say, listen, we're going to do Valentine's Day, okay? It's going to be huge. It's going to be big. It's going to be the size of New York, or you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be like really great for that kind of gift work kind of stuff. But especially for her, because obviously she does chocolate truffles. Really good chocolate truffles. But anyway, long story short, I got chocolate truffles which were just salted caramel and absolutely fucking delicious. And then I had probably the best cheese muffin I've ever had in my entire life, and it was just amazingly nice. And then it was just yeah. I gotta say, if I do nothing else with my Sunday, going and getting fed the most phenomenal handmade food is probably, you know, there are worse things to do. So yeah, I practically drank my weight in coffee over the course of the day. I had way too much coffee because at one point, like not even kidding, like I'm partly super tired because I had insomnia last night and could not get to sleep, and then slept straight through my alarm at 7 o'clock. You know, I did the thing, turn off the alarm. It's like, oh, it's just 10 minutes to be fine. I'm just going to rest. I'm so tired. And then just woke up again, and it was like 8:15. And I'm like, motherfucker! And yeah. And at that point, I was like, shit! And then print out all the things. And then don't walk to the car. Drive like an idiot over to the community center, the neighborhood house is what it's called. And I got there about like 10 past, 8:15. And I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. I've got to get everything set up. I've got to get everything going. It's like, yeah. And then get the vendors in, start directing them and telling everybody where to go. Oh my God, it was just like, I just started going and didn't stop for just a fucking age. I don't even know. But yeah, so look, we did the things. We did the thing, and at one point, and I hope someone got a photo of it, okay? We were in the main hall, which is nice and has like this little stage or whatever up at the top, right? And we weren't allowed to use the stage, but we were allowed to just kind of sit on it and stuff, you know, and that was fine. And at one point, okay, my table was kind of next to the stage, and I just kind of it was around 2 o'clock, and I was so tired at that point that I literally just I had my legs hanging over the end of the stage, and I was like flat on my back on the wood, and I was just like, oh shit, I'm so fucking tired. I was just exhausted, like absolutely worn out. And then like the like my friend's kid who was actually like running the stall, and then one of my friends from the crochet group were just literally sitting there, and they were going like, "Hey, are you okay?" And all they got was just, and then just like, "Oh, okay, we'll just leave her alone a while." But I recovered. It was fine. Like I was just, oh god, I was talking to so many people. Like I was talking a mile a minute, like I am now. All right. Um, and okay, so here's the thing. There's a very interesting thing that happens. Okay, is that when, especially when you're gonna try and like be switched on for like a solid like 8 hours or something like that, is that you end up starting to play the role of the happy insane organizer, and you're just like driven by essentially just like there's nothing but manic energy keeping you going. Okay. And it's like if you stop for even a second, you are going to crash out, and everyone's going to know that you're actually just a massive introvert who can barely function as an adult a lot of the time and is literally just acting like the happy peppy organizer because ain't no other way we're getting through this. Like I would have been just as happy just to literally sit in the corner and have nobody talk to me. But it's like, no, you can't do that. You got to get out there. You got to get out there and get the things done. Okay, the need to get things done overrides your desire to literally hide under a bush and pretend you're a hermit. But I did the thing. Yeah, but I was thinking really hard, all right, right in here about just like what would happen if I literally crawled into one of the trees that's growing next to to the community center and not come down for 6 solid hours. Do you know, would that be an option? You know, for me to just pretend I'm just a squirrel and just not not talk to anybody because it's so overwhelming. But no, like it just you gotta do the thing. And when I am in the throes of getting the thing done, I tend to turn very silly and manic. And at that point, it's just like go 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 go, and then I've got nothing left. The tank runs dry. Whew. But like streaming is easy. Streaming is literally just me hanging out, doing the crochet, and doing stitch into stitch, and occasionally changing hands and other random nonsense, and just like changing styles or whatever. I don't even know. Like I can't even like the brain understands. Do the do this thing. Do the thing, and it'll make the and look. And then the stitches will be hard. There, the stitches will happen. The stitches will happen. I can't even English anymore. For fuck's sake. Yeah. Like I'm just fucking tired. And I mean, I was trying to explain to like 50 people at once that, oh yeah, I'm the idiot, the crochet instructor. And it was like, yeah, this is what I do. And having to, oh God, I had to say that so many times. Like, yeah, the crochet instructor, I do the group or whatever on Mondays and Wednesdays, and they're giving the times and everything and telling people what we do. And then, talking about like what the house was doing and everything. And it was really great that I had like, oh God, I had the executive director of the house there as well. She was one of the volunteers, and she's actually like serious business is paid staff kind of thing, and she was there backing me up every step of the way, going like, "Look, you're the one running the show. Tell me what you need to do. Just like, we're all here for you. We're gonna get the thing done." And I'm just like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God!" Like basically looking at me like I'm clearly slightly going off the rails. But thank God she was there, because just having her be there is this really reassuring kind of like, no, it's okay. Actual official people are here. That was really good. We had the staff that were there kind of taking care of stuff. Because again, I am not official staff. I'm literally just some random nobody who waltzed into the neighborhood house, like the local community center, going like, hey, I hear you run a knitting and crochet group. Can I join?" And the knitting teacher's lovely lady called Sharon was like, "Sure, come and do the stuff with us." "Oh, what do you do?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, I do crochet." It's like, "Oh yeah, I teach the knitting." And we just started talking and everything like that. And I was like, "Yeah, can I just be the knitting teacher?" Or the crochet teacher? And she was like, "Sure. Can you teach me some crochet?" And I'm like, sure, yeah, let's do this thing." So now she's doing a lot of crochet right now. She's just finding it more pleasant or whatever. She's also teaching knitting still, And I generally let her do that because, like, I'm just, like, it's not my thing. It's definitely hers. You know, she knows a lot more about teaching knitting than I would, you know? And then the two of us just kind of run the show between us, like whoever, you know, whoever's there. I do Mondays, she's there Wednesdays, but I go along on Wednesdays as well, and we just kind of hang out and talk and you know, shoot the shit. And then I heard that they needed help cleaning their basement, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. It'll be great. And I spent like 3 weeks doing that, and I did that just by showing up in the morning in like leggings and a t-shirt with my hair in a bandana, and I'm just like, and gloves and stuff, and plastic bags and anything else I needed, like boots and whatever. And I was like, hey, I'm here to clean your basement. The basement of a major house, by the way. This thing is the size of an office block. But and they were all just like, yes, you're a volunteer who does things. Sure, you can come and do the things. And I'm like, absolutely, let me do the thing. And I started doing the things, and they were like, oh, she's serious about doing the things. And I'm like, I am absolutely serious about doing the things. Let me do the things. And then I went to the facilities person and said, so I've got this idea for running a craft market. And she was like, tell me more. And I'm like, and then I just kind of basically went from there. And I don't know if I've mentioned this stream at all, because it's literally just been something that's been like brewing for about a month and a half, 2 months. I have no idea. Like, I was just like, please let me do the thing. Please let me do the thing. Please let me do the thing. Let me not cock it up. And then just like, it just came together. It did the thing. We did the thing. You need a t-shirt that says, ask me about crochet. What is it supposed to do? Yeah, I don't know. Everybody keeps asking me, it's like, oh, can you run a class later? I'm kind of, I can't come along in the middle of the day. And I'm like, I know, I'm trying. I need to find a place to run it. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I don't know. If I get the small grant, then maybe I'll be able to run it later. I hope. I don't know, in fairness. Like, the house closes around like 3 or 4, which is fairly early, you know? But if I can convince like the staff to leave me stay open somewhat later, that would be great. Or maybe if somebody is around later, I can just go and do that. I don't know. I don't know. Oh fuck, I'm tired. Keep telling me. I'm tired enough that like the fingers go onto autopilot, and this is literally the easiest style. This particular style, the fast throw, even though I'm going super slow right now. This is the style that I learned when I was 8 years old. It is still the one that I am most comfortable with. It is the one that is most precise, which is definitely what you need when your brain is literally struggling to form sentences. And I can't even get into this stitch. This is where we're at. Yeah, there we go. Ah, Rosemary, I like that. Hi, how's it going? What's up? What's up is crochet. And also me being exhausted because I ran an entire craft market today. My name is Cypherlev. I do a lot of crochet. I do some amount of knitting, but a lot of it is crochet. And what we're doing right now is called the moss stitch, which is essentially just a repeating one chain, one crochet. Or sorry, one chain within crochet. How did my market go? It was apparently very good, because everyone keeps asking me when I'm going to organize the next one, and frankly, I'm terrified. But, I can't think about it right now because I'm pretty sure the thinking about it will cause me to lose my mind. I'm so tired. Yeah, it was a trip. Like, it was the first market I'd ever run, and it was literally just in my local community house, my community center, and like, it was all volunteer run, and I just put the time into getting it done. It was, oh god, it was crazy. It was like a solid day of just absolutely balls to the wall insanity. And in case you're wondering, this is not one-handed crochet. This is called the fast throw, because I put the hook in, throw the yarn, and pull it through. And it's called a fast throw because it's literally a fast throw. I don't actually drop the hook. I slip the hook, as in I let it slide, but I don't drop it. And I can go quite fast doing this. Not when I'm this tired. It's not going to happen. The thing that I do a lot is I specialize in knowing every possible way of doing crochet, including many ways that you've probably never heard of. And I can do I can crochet with my left hand or my right hand. I can crochet one-handed with either hand. I can crochet backwards because that's actually a really interesting and valuable technique if you want to learn it. And I also do other silly shit like crocheting while not using my thumbs, or modifying crocheting styles to allow for ergonomics. I'm very interested in crochet and disability and how to teach the craft to people who have dexterity issues or mobility issues. I'm left-handed, was taught my right. A lot of people are like that, you know. I am actually left-handed. I learned this particular style when I was about 8 years old. I was taught by my grandmother and my godmother. I am Irish. I'm not sure if you can tell. I know a lot of left-handed crocheters would have been taught right-handed simply because that's the prevalence, you know. I don't know if you find it difficult at all. Personally, I find being left-handed actually makes it easier for me to do all these different styles because it means that I'm kind of clear. It's kind of a little bit easier for me to think through the actions and actually get them done. And there's a lot of interesting possibilities if you can crochet with both your left and your right hand. I think it's actually been dubbed ambi crochet, which I fucking love. I love that idea. Like, the interesting thing about it is that if you can crochet with both your left or your right, with your left and your right, or if you can crochet with one hand and then crochet backwards with the same hand, you can effectively replicate a lot of very interesting textures, because instead of having like essentially the same look on the front and the back, you can do it a little more like knitting, which means you actually have a right side and a wrong side, because you're crocheting the stitches essentially always from the same side, if that makes sense. Like, it produces some very interesting effects, which is something that I've been looking at as kind of like exploring essentially what you can do with it. A lot of people seem to kind of focus on one or the other, like, oh, you could do like something right-handed or left-handed without really thinking about, well, what happens if you just combine the two, or do all kinds of like silly shit with both of them. Like, I've come up with some interesting ideas for it, and I actually have a pattern that uses left and right hand crochet called the which I need to write up. I'm calling it the bracers of ambidexterity, and it's literally just a hand warmer pattern that does like left and right hand crochet. Yeah, it's the only way I know how, so it made a huge difference. Yeah, yeah, you know how to make a difference. Like, if you, there is no, I talk very fast. I'm sorry. There is no wrong way to do crochet. The only wrong way to do it is to not do it at all. And every possible thing you can do with crochet is basically a valid technique in other circumstances. And I like to say, I'm a crochet instructor as well, and I make a point of saying to a lot of people who get very discouraged about how they can't pick up like the first technique, you know. And I'll just say, like, you know, it's okay. There's no wrong way to do it. You know, you can kind of work on it, and eventually you'll get a style that works for you, or you'll land at some technique that's going to work for you, and you'll just basically you'll embrace that and do that a lot, you know. And a lot of people will kind of look at the standard knife grip or pen grip and say, oh, and if when they can't get it, say, oh, I can't do crochet. Yeah, it's like, it sucks, you know. I don't know if it's inspiring. I don't know if it's inspiring. It's just like, it seems fairly obvious to me, you know. You can just find a way to do it. It's just a matter of figuring out the style. And I am a teacher, and I'm committed to teaching literally anyone who comes and asks. So I care very much about finding the style that works for any given student. I think I still need to chains. If you can do chains, you're doing fine, you know. That'll get you most of the way to like every other stitch. Like, if you can do the action of a chain, like, you can do every other crochet stitch, you know. The hard part is kind of just getting that far. Like, especially if you're like, the thing about the style that I'm doing right now is that it's essentially based on the throwing style for knitting. And I was teaching a woman this week who is attempting to learn how to do the magic circle, the starting magic circle. Except she's been using like right-handed knife grip, and just cannot get the hold to actually get the circle going. And I was talking to her about it, going like, and she was just saying like, I just can't get this. It's like my brain's just not working. And I'm just saying, okay, listen, look, we're going to try you on something else then. You don't have to limit yourself to just this one style. Let's try something else. And like, she can knit. She can knit fine doing the throwing style, you know, English throwing style, you know. And I was like, listen, I will show you how to do this technique using the throwing style method for crochet specifically, okay? and it's fairly simplified. There's a thing you can do called the magic circle. There's a thing you can do, like this is the fast throw, okay? I generally don't teach this because the dexterity of actually like, so here's the thing, the tricky part of the throw, for the fast throw anyway, is that you put the hook in, that's the easy part, but then you have to do that. You have to flex on the hook without dropping it. You have to slide like that and then with the hook like moving like this and then grab it again when you complete the throw. Now, I have my fingers held here and I have the hook balanced on my forefinger and I actually make this. And you can still see every once in a while I'll just end up dropping the hook. I'll lose it, you know? Especially if I'm going at speed. But trying to teach someone or get that particular dexterity is actually fairly fucking tricky. And I generally don't try and teach someone that. It's like the fast throw is something very particular. Like, unless they're already familiar with the style, I don't want to ask them to and there's a particular throwing style with English knitting that I know to look for. And if they can do that, yes, you can probably do the fast throw, but not otherwise. What I will instead teach is a thing called the slow throw, or the slower throwing method. And instead of having holding the hook like this, you literally just you have the yarn wrapped around your hands here, and then you just hold the hook like this, okay? And it's far more it's a little bit more like knife grip, except you're holding the yarn in the same hand. But it's incredibly simple, you know, because this is like the throwing style that everybody's actually seen for knitting, and it's very very easy to do. You literally just you're holding your hook, you take your hook, you shove your hook into the next stitch, which I swear I will find in a second, and then just throw, grab again, pull it through. And then you're holding the hook here, right here, and then you can let it go without fear. Throw, grab the hook, pull it through. Throw, grab the hook, pull it through. It's like this is one of the simplest methods of doing crochet. If you have an issue where you can't quite get the dexterity of holding the yarn on this side and holding this up and holding tension and then using knife grip or whatever to actually do the work with the hook, doing this is literally the most simple form you can do. This is almost everybody can do this, even if nothing else makes sense, because every action is very much self-contained, and you can think through step by step very carefully. So you hold your hook here, with your yarn. You don't even have to even actually hold the yarn, believe it or not. You find the next, where's my loop? There. Okay, and I'm not even holding the yarn at this point, and I'm still just holding the hook where it is. I can pull the yarn, doesn't matter. As long as it sits around there, it works. Then throw. And even if I'm cocking everything else up, you can just pull the yarn so it slides underneath that finger. Okay, now it's being held under tension. Grab the hook, pull it through. You can concentrate on each step of the process very precisely. And even if you run out your tension here, you literally just grab the hook, yank it, It's very hard to fuck up your tension, make it too tight, just doing this kind of thing. Again, same thing. Take it, throw it. You're always going clockwise, if you're right-handed anyway. You pull it down here, keep it under tension there. It's fine. Yarn's nice and, it's going to hold it. And then you just you can even see I'm holding one finger here. I'm holding the yarn there in place. But it's not really going to matter too much at this point. You literally just turn. The hook will grab the yarn, pull it through too. You're done. There's your stitch. Nice and easy. And the hard part I've noticed is literally just teaching people that, look, do this thing step by step, one thing at a time. Don't overthink it too much. Everything has a distinct purpose. You don't need to rush it. You can go nice and easy step at a time. It's simplest way, learn to do crochet. And if you don't want to screw around with knife grip, pen grip, that is how you learn, that's, just take that for what you will. That is literally just my opinion as a crochet instructor and someone who knows literally every possible method of doing crochet. I don't know if anyone else even specializes in this. I went to the Crochet Guild of America. I joined the online international chapter, and I even went and started chatting to them about this kind of thing, and they're just nope, you're on your own here. You might as well just go invent everything yourself. And I'm well, okay then. So I'm going to be sitting down at some stage and just categorizing things to do with crochet styles, just to to demonstrate them and to just, you know, catalog them about where they come from, how they're done, all kinds of like, you know, cool stuff, because no one else really does that kind of thing, you know. Anyway, if anyone cares to ask me stuff about crochet, I will absolutely tell you. Like any random thing to do with stitches and what, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely totally unique, and I think it's an amazing contribution to the community. I hope so. I'm just like randomly writing shit out at this point. Or making stuff up, you know. Yeah. Crochet Guild, you're on your own. So don't mind if I do. Well, I mean, you know, I keep saying like the world belongs to the people who get stuff done, and like if no one else is doing this shit, then hell, it might as well be me. You know, like I literally don't know anyone else who can do as many styles of crochet as I do. And everyone says like, oh, how many different ways are there doing crochet? Like how many styles are like doing it? And everyone say, oh, you know, the knife grip or pen grip, and everyone just like goes to me and says, oh yeah, how many different styles, you know, are there? And I'm just like, yes. Like, let's have a bit of a conversation here. And someone in the guild did actually ask me, like, how many can you do? And I'm like, I stopped counting after 15 or 20. I don't know. I don't know. Like, lots. All of them. Like, everything you've seen, no matter how weird. Oh, and they also told me that I need to film the one where I crochet with my feet. And I'm like, I'm not sure I want to do that, put that online. I'm just saying, I'm kind of scared because I know someone's going to be weird about it. I may have to just post it on YouTube and then turn comments off. Yep. Fun fact, the technique for crocheting with your feet is actually very similar to the technique for crocheting one-handed. And it's also very similar to the technique for crocheting for mobility issues. And if you ever actually want to attempt to crochet with your feet, which is, you know, actually not it's not impossible. It seems kind of strange and your toes will cramp up, but absolutely I think it's possible for everybody, you know, given enough determination. What happens is that like you literally just have to brace the hook. The hook itself is the easy part of the equation. The hardest part is always maintaining tension on the yarn and then moving the piece. And if you ever see someone doing true one-handed crochet, as in they literally have only one hand, and all they do is crochet with one hand, either because their other hand is disabled or they just don't have one, then what you'll see is that they always have the hook braced on something or held some other way, you know, that they don't need to move it, and then they hold tension and move the piece in the same hand. And if you're curious, if you look on Instagram, there is one lady who I believe is Turkish, and she's absolutely phenomenal because I was fascinated watching her, I will have to say. She really is something else. She can crochet faster with one hand than I can with two, I'm pretty sure. She does all of her own designs. She has one arm and one leg. And I have no idea what her story is because I don't speak Turkish. Or whatever language she speaks, as far as I know, it's Turkish. I have no idea what she says. She just has these incredible designs, and she's constantly like, she models them all herself, you know. And she sometimes posts videos of her crocheting, and she can absolutely go like the clappers. She's super super fast. She has her what hand does she have? Shit, I can't actually remember. I think it's her left. She's got her left. And she holds the hook at the crease of her one leg and her stomach. Like she has a little holder, whatever, for the actual hook. She holds that in place right there and just uses one hand, her left hand, to do the work, which is like essentially looks exactly like what you'd expect for right-handed crochet, like this, okay? And all she's doing is just she's moving the piece and then moving tension and holding tension as well. And again, she does this with one hand faster than I can do with two, okay? Like, and I'm not even I'm fucking terrible at this. I can demonstrate the technique, but I need to seriously practice it to be in any way good with it or better with it that I'd consider, you know. And it's definitely worked a little bit more to the side that it is straight down, not that we would be used to, you know, whatever way we would be used to having both ends. Yeah. But it's like, but she's absolutely worth seeing, all right? True one-handed crochet is really something else. This, everyone calls it one-handed crochet. It's not. It's something different. And fun fact, it seems to be a uniquely Irish thing because I see it a lot with Irish crocheters, you know, or people who would have been taught like from Irish heritage in some way. And as we all know, well, as you may or may not know, knitting and crochet has a huge like uh, history or whatever is in Ireland, and Irish crochet was part of the reason that like crochet really started to take off in the United States, because essentially Irish crocheters went over with during the famine and just went to, you know, they emigrated, they went to America, they brought crochet with them because Irish lace in the 19th century was such a huge thing. That's a whole, like, I could talk about that for a while as well. I'm from Limerick. I still have the, you see that there I did the slip where I lost the hook and I had to bring it back. That is something, if you're not paying attention, it'll happen with this kind of style of crochet. You just have to kind of just roll with it. And I can go quick with it. I wouldn't say I can actually as fast as I am with knife grip. And I'm pretty quick anyway, a lot of the time when I'm not exhausted. But yeah, anyway, that's like, yeah, there you go. A bit of a quick history lesson on crochet and different styles and all that kind of thing. So fast. I found that it's mostly just an experience thing more than anything else, you know. I've been doing this since the age of 8. Oh, son of a bitch. If anyone cares, today's flavour of bubbly is grapefruit. I'll probably get through another can tonight. I'll see how I feel. I don't know. Yeah. No, seriously, like if you... Oh, it is honestly an experience thing more than anything else. And there is actually several things that you can do to improve your speed. Like if it's a concern of just being able to do things quickly, or you just want to create items quickly because you need to like work in craft markets and everything, but like I've put some serious thought into like essentially where you can like, you know, improve efficiency, because obviously a lot of what I think about is like different ways of doing crochet and where they can be applied, and I have also looked at like things like how fast they are, and theoretically how fast can they be. If you do actually want to go very quick with crochet, there are some things that you can do. Like apart from having experience, there are specific things that you can do to kind of like essentially make it as easy as possible on yourself, you know. Um, and what I would essentially recommend is, first of all, don't use this yarn. This is very splitty yarn. It's not happy with me at all. It's just kind of, it works up and the fabric it produces is lovely, but this stuff I swear will split on a dime. It's getting ridiculous. Now, actually, we're going to see how big this is. Yeah, you know, I think that's actually big enough. I don't want it to be too much bigger than this. Yeah, you know what? Let's just finish this. Let's finish this. Why not? I kind of want to at this point. Like, I'm just going to accept that this is going to be fucking stupid, but yeah. Think you'd ever crochet in your sleep, like how people cook? I'm going to work while they sleep. No, but I have dreamt about crocheting. I don't know if that counts. Shall I send you a video on how I crochet? Yes, absolutely. Show me how you crochet. I am eternally fascinated with learning how different people do crochet. I watch it constantly. Yes, I do actually have an Instagram. And if you are on Instagram, I will totally follow you. Just hold on a sec. Socials. Is it? There we go. Yeah. So that Instagram rainfall.crafts, that is my, like Rainfall is kind of the name of my official businessy kind of stuff. I guess. Cypherlev is literally just the name that I joined Twitch on back in the olden times when I was and to be fairness, I still am kind of really big into video games, but less so than I was before. Oh, okay, where are we at? Yeah, okay, all right. I think we're gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna work top down. No, well, will I? Will I? Won't I? Is that big enough here? Is it big enough there? I think this is probably going to be too loose on me anyway. I think this came out nice, but it's going to be very loose. The other thing as well is that this is very dark, because I'm still a fucking Luddite when it comes to anything at all to do with streaming. super bad at it. The fact that I can do it at all, I put entirely down to the fact that my husband is very patient and he knows a lot about this kind of stuff. Um, you'd never thought I used to be in tech. I no. But yeah, I like this is far darker than I think. This down here seems very dark. That is kind of closer to its real color, like that. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What can I do with this? I can even tell there's some fucking place here. I definitely arsed up some of the stitches. It's just like, and I know why I did as well. For the record, the reason why I've clearly buggered up the stitch count here. Okay, like just take a look at that. Do you see? Now this is how you know shit was going sideways. All right. If I just hang on, I'll do the zoom out a bit. Come on, zoom out. There we go. Yeah. So you can see here, okay, that this. I mean, there's it's slanted, but you know what I mean. Like this is even. This is a straight edge, okay, but this is where I started, and I clearly have too many stitches. Like from this point on, I've got a good number of stitches. From this point here, I'm fucking around essentially. I had, look at this, right number, wrong number, wrong number, right number, right number. Now, and I know I did this because I went to a pumpkin patch and I was crocheting while walking around and super not paying attention. And let that be a lesson to all of you. If you're going to walk around and crochet, pick a pattern where you can't fuck the stitches up. Like, I absolutely was not paying attention at all. But anyway, it is going to be what it is. We're going to just put this shit together, call it good. And I think we're going to go from the bottom and... Did I do a top row or not? You know what? I'll do it and then decide. I'll do it and then figure that shit out. I haven't quite decided yet. And I get to make another one. Sort of. I'm constantly freehanding this shit, so it's just like, you gotta, at some point, I'm just like, I have to tell myself, listen, you gotta actually write shit down as you try and make things. Because you're really just starting to let the side down at this rate. You're being stupid. Actually, this is gonna, yeah, this is gonna work. Fuck it, we're doing it live. There we go, we're doing it live. This is in joke between me and a friend of mine. We're doing it live. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do a slip stitch chain, and a slip stitch chain is just a really useful thing to have, because like it's a good way of kind of putting things together in a secure way. And I may need to completely redo this. I don't know. Depending on the number of stitches we got, which I don't know if I can keep it together at all. It's fine. It's fine. Oh god, this is so much easier on bigger yarn. I'm not even kidding. It is so much easier. Like, there we go. Now in this case, when I'm doing the slip stitch chain, what I'm doing is on the single crochets in this row, I'm going through the stitch, and then on the chain stitches, I'm not trying to go through the chain. That would be crazy. I'm just putting it underneath the chain stitch itself, because like there are many ways to do a slip stitch chain, but I don't think any of them involve trying to go through a chain while you're doing the slip stitch chain, but that's just like fucking insane. Oh, okay, so, right, give me a thing. Hold on. Just so you know, this here, this is my phone, because I'm bad at this whole tech streaming thing and I don't have any other cameras. This camera is the webcam of my MacBook. We are very low tech here. And everything that you see here, like the little yarny doodlies here and this little like frame here, oh crap, is because my husband is nice basically, and he drew them all. He did for me. Okay, hold on. Where's the messages? Do I get the messages? Come on, wake up. Where's the thingy? How do I find the messages? How do I with the things and the... Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, come on. Switch to the thing. Inbox. Oh God, I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry. Hold on. No, so if I was competent as well, by the way, I would be able to put the screen like here. And I'm really sorry, but I don't know how to do that, so I'm just going to look at the video real fast. Sorry. Hold on. Rosemary. Accept. Hold on. Into, is it the primary? I guess, yeah. Use the Instagram app to see this time. Motherfucker! I'm going to have to look at it later. I'm really sorry. I can't take my phone. And I can't see my phone because my phone is the Instagram app and I'm ridiculous. Thank you very much. I'll totally look later and I'll just... I'm sorry. Okay, but I will... Hang on. I'm going to just... Rosemary. I love your username. I just want you to know that. Oh my God. It's a little dinosaur. Oh, I love it. Can you stick a link to your Instagram in chat there? As far as I know, people are allowed to post links. I don't give a shit. So just post it on Instagram. You guys should totally follow. That's adorable. I love that. There's no market for stuffed animals that cost $100. It's just ridiculous. Motherfucker. There absolutely is. People love that shit. It's a dragon. I thought he was a dinosaur. He's so cute. That's adorable. That's so cute. Oh, and I love all the little ghosties. It's Rosemary. I'm just gonna hang on. I'm gonna do the thing. Hold on. And thing. I'm not so bad that I can't do this. Here we go. Boop. I mean it. It's like I love seeing what people actually come up with, you know? Especially like just doing like people love small fucking cute things. I don't care what anyone says. Like another friend of mine or whatever who's local and she does a lot of kind of just like small cute things. People go fucking gaga for that shit. Are you kidding me? Of course people spend hundreds of dollars on that. People spend hundreds of dollars on like utterly ridiculous shit all day, every day. Of course they're going to spend money on cute things that we make. Like, real talk, okay? I saw some stuff on... Shit, what was it? I think it was on the crochet subreddit, on Reddit, okay? And someone had actually posted a picture of, like, something from, I want to say, like, a big fashion designer or whatever, and it was literally, a crocheted, like, granny square cardigan they were selling for $3,000, and I'm like, motherfucker, we should get that cash. Of course people spend that kind of money, come on. Yeah, amigurumi is like, look, amigurumi is super, super fucking cute, okay? I have literally no followers because I'm not good at amigurumi. That's kind of not what I'm into. And like, I make a lot of bags and I do a lot of kind of silly shit like, just, like random shit like hand warmers or whatever. And, theorycraft or bullshitting about crochet styles or whatever, or, like I could probably like if I could probably get more followers if I was into amigurumi, but they're not my jam. I've mad respect for people who are really into them and can do them well. I don't feel I'm one of those people, unfortunately. My usual shtick is just like it's like making random bags of every shape and size, like just bags. I don't know why. I just like bags. They're my thing. This is one of my bags. This is literally a random shell stitch bag, which is not even the right shape, and I'm using it as a fucking skein holder right now. Like, I just do a lot of bags. I like that. But yeah, amigurumi are just like, they're such a thing, and I love how everybody loves them. Because, like, I don't think I've ever seen, like, I see people posting pictures of amigurumi all the time, and everyone always just loves them, and they like them, and they make them smile, and I'm like, come on, that's lovely. You gotta appreciate those little things. And little, like, handmade stuffies. That's cute. I did actually, the only time I've ever really done amigurumi, right, was when someone commissioned me to make some, and I made some Junimos. Okay? Because Junimos are just like, like, they're super easy. Who would be kidding? They're literally just a little ball, and you put a stem in it, and some hands and feet, and then you're done. Like, there you go. And then I made a ghast from Minecraft, and that I think was really low effort because this literally like make a box, embroider some design on it, stick some legs or tentacles or whatever the hell is coming up on the base of a ghast, and then like there you go, job done, easy easy thing. And then the tentacles fell off because my son is like absolutely insane and throwing stuff around. Oh, yes, I do want to see a bigger one. I want to see the biggest one. Like, big amigurumi are always like feats of fucking engineering and then some. I wonder how half of them even stand up, and I'm assuming wire or something is involved because they're insane. Yeah, just literally just post a link in chat. I let the yeah, I do the thing where people can post links in chat. Just post a link in chat. If people are going to spam or whatever, I'll just like, I don't know, ban them or something. But no one ever, like, I never get spammers. This who shows up to my streams, for fuck's sake. I stream once a week at a really weird time slot. Nobody is coming in here, especially not the chatbots. Anyway, yes, post a link in chat. It's good. Otherwise, I'm totally going to go looking through your feed and I'm going to see if I can spot one that's really exceptionally big. Oh my god, is that your dog? Sorry, he looks so unimpressed with that sweater. I hope he liked it because he just he's really cute, but he looks so like he's just completely done with it. Okay, hold on. I want to see. Oh my god, that's huge. Is he like he's like a goat? Oh, look at those like that style, the giant ears and the giant horns. That's a hell of a thing. I like that. Demonic goat. Ah, hell yeah. Baphomet. Yeah. There you go. He likes it, but he's big dopey eyes. Ah, okay. Yeah, I was thinking that kind of looked a little bit like the Baphomet that oh god, Satanic Temple, the really famous Baphomet statue. Yeah, that one. Like all you need to do is have the thing where he's just doing like that. Is it two fingers? I think it is. He's doing that blessing thing or whatever like that. If you could do that, then it would just completely complete the look. Absolutely. Oh, I love that. Washi tape, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just looking through all of you. Do you do Pokemon? Oh my god, tell me you do Pokemon. Because Pokemon are apparently like the biggest thing right now. Someone, oh god, who the hell was asking me the other day? Shit. Oh god, my brain's not working today at all. No, yeah. So, someone actually asked me. It's like, oh, do you do Pokemon? And I was like, maybe. Oh, you do commission? Yeah. Like, you get your paper any way you can. I'm just like I'm afraid that someone's going to ask me. Is like, oh yeah, can you make me a Charizard? And I'm like, can I? Yes. Do I want to? No, I got other things to do. Just there's only so much of my life I want to spend doing something like a Charizard. Yeah, I definitely will. If you do special, like if you do like that kind of commission stuff for amigurumi, I will absolutely tell them to get in touch with you because oh god, I don't want to do them. Like, I will sit down and teach people how to crochet all day, every day. I'm not about that amigurumi life. I'll do them on sufferance and then call it good. Uh, I think the only time I ever like I didn't even charge a whole lot of money the last time I even made him. Like I think I charged like $80 for two Junimos, you know. And that was with them supplying the yarn. It was literally just my time to make them. Um, but that was it. I was just like, oh god, it's like no, I want to go back and make my bags again. I want to go back and spend like hours just sitting watching TV and doing corner to corner crochet and just switching my brain off. Like I have something like 3 blankets on the go, and it's literally just like, oh yeah, I want to do the thing where I just gotta sit around and like I'm a Brony. I think it's because they require thought. Okay, yeah, that's just yeah. Okay, here we go. That's all right. I think that's gonna be probably very loose, but I think I'm probably okay with it. Like, will I do it there or will I go a little bit more? All right. Okay, so here's the thing if you're doing hand warmers, right? Hand warmers I really like because they're the most basic thing you can do if you actually want to test kind of stitches and shit. And in this case, all I'm doing is just like, you can see there, I'm seaming it up the side and just like leaving a space for my thumb, and that's really it, you know. And depending on how much space I leave for my thumb, like I can crochet like maybe another little bit here, and there's less space at the top, and then yeah. So I think I want to have it just stopping here at the base of my fingers. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop. Yeah, let's say around there. So I don't think I want to pull together here anymore. Okay, yeah. So here's where the seam is. And you can see it's quite a thick seam, but like, you know, it's like we're gonna pretend that it's intentional and not just something we can't avoid, you know? It's fine. So I already know, yeah, I'm gonna be good. And it's gonna be like the last, let's say 6 stitches here. So what I do is quite simple. I'm not feeling kind of weirdly snotty. At this point, I've been doing a slip stitch seam, obviously. And all I want to do at this point, because I generally do over the thumb, so all I'm going to do is just like stop, and I'll just start slip stitching here into the top part. Nah, come on. You're not going to work with me, are you? You're just going to be an asshole. Yeah, see, when I was working the pumpkin patch, and I was just like, you know, going la 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 la, just kind of doing my thing, not really thinking much at all. This is what results, of course. It results in me having tension that's far too tight, and just like, because I absolutely was paying zero fucking attention. And it's fine. It's fine. Because this doesn't have to be serious, you know? Don't have to be perfect. Perfection is for people who have like all the time in the world, and I have other shit to do, like making a second hand warmer. And we're just gonna continue here, slip stitch the seams. This one seam, blah blah blah. And down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got another 3 to do. And this is part of the reason, by the way, that hand warmers are just incredibly forgiving if you're going to do this kind of thing, because you can fudge the utter shit out of this particular edge. Like, it doesn't have to, like, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit too big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there we go. So now you pick up this edge. Like, I've slip stitched that chunk. That is going to be for the thumb. And then you literally lay this in here. And badly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about there, I think. Yeah. No. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So all we're doing is going back to a slip stitch seam here. And at this point we can just finish it all the way to the end without splitting the yarn, which is always a distinct possibility when we're dealing with yours truly. As you probably all know by now, I am somewhat not great about getting this done. Well, you know, there's always a certain amount of half-assery going on here, let's be clear. Like, I hope everyone's kind of okay with that. Yeah. Okay, hold on. We're just going to finish this. And it's not going to be perfect because I'm totally fudging in the fact that I cocked up the counts at some point. Just at some point. We're not entirely sure where. Mistakes were made, and we're just committing at this rate. So there we go. Seam done. Pull it out, and let's actually try this fucker on. Yeah, there we go. Nice and comfy. And warmer. Ba-ba-ba. Again, thick ass seam here and up here, but you know, we're living with it. Now the interesting thing about this, all right, because this is moss stitch, and because this is like so much lighter and kind of closer to what you'd expect for actual knitting, you can see that the seam is far more prominent here. Now, if I was doing this in like basically any other kind of crochet, if I was doing like in flat, like say doubles or single crochet, this seam would not be nearly as pronounced. But it's literally because this is a much thinner, more floppy fabric that's produced just by doing the moss stitch. There you go. And I think some people are going to find that kind of annoying there, but you know what? Fuck it. It'll be fine. It's fine. Now, I would say like one thing I should probably do before I finish this off is that I will do like you can see it's a little bit, you know, short, I would say there. what I can do is essentially do a row of doubles or single crochets to kind of pull this in a tiny bit, just so it's not so floppy here. I could have also done the same at the bottom here, but again, we're half-assing this, so like we're not gonna be too we're not gonna stress out too much about this. It's fine. It's fine. I chose to do one of the things where I have to keep count of every single stitch when I wanted it to be easy breezy, but it was clearly not. Oh god, yeah, no, I don't have the patience for it. I can sit down and do corner to corner crochet while watching TV and I don't even need to look. Okay? I'm just like, I totally want to do that if I'm de-stressing. If I have to actually put thought into it, then like I've only got so much like brain for that, you know? Okay. What time is it? Oh god, it's 10 o'clock. If I am still awake by the end of this, I say I'll probably be doing pretty good. I'm so tired. And I've got a random knot. Why do I have a knot in my ear? What the fuck have you been doing? Here we go. Okay. All right, last thing to do. Last thing to do, we're going to do this edge or whatever like that and give it a little bit more... And I don't want to say call it... We're just going to pull it together a little bit just on this edge. Just so it's not so... Like you can see it's fairly floppy here. And this is more of like a height thing than anything else. Yeah, because this is so stretchy. I'd say if I just do... Yeah, if I just do a double crochet in every... Or, you know what? Let's do half doubles. I don't want to make this too... I don't want to overthink this or make it too big. Let's just put a half double in the end of every row. And honestly, if it turns out to be a stupid idea, we can always just rip it back and then figure something else out. It's not going to be... Like, again, we're not stressing about this. This is an experiment. We are solving the problems as they come up. And splitting the yarn every fucking which way. We're doing great. We're doing fine. And it's always kind of hard to see like roughly where the end of the row is in this case, but like, you know, we're probably just gonna, again, there's going to be a certain amount of fudgery going on. I think it's probably going to be easier just to aim for the seams between rows at this point. Otherwise, I'm not going to be hugely consistent. And I may have to go back and redo it, but anyway, but you know, like we're just, yeah, again, we're just gonna continue. It's fine. I think having this is probably still going to give it a certain amount of closure because, again, like this stretches a lot in this direction, okay? And you can see that it'll stretch a lot there at the edge, but crochet does not stretch a whole lot this way, which means if we add a row around here, it'll constrain this part and it'll stop it stretching the way that we want, the way that I want it to anyway. So let's see how we go. And lamp it in here. And I think once I finish this, I'm just going to go off. I'm going to go offline and just let it go because like I'm sorry guys, I'm so fucking tired at this rate. Like I seriously need to just sleep. I need to sleep for eons. I did not get that right, did I? No, I did. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Continue. We're committing. We're committing. We don't care. We're gonna just keep doing the thing. And like, I'm just, you know, I'm not even paying attention to the fucking, I'm not paying attention to the lines at this point. Let's just get we're kind of just going to eyeball where all the half doubles are going to go. And like, if we get it right, that's great. If we don't get it right, well, you know, we'll fix it in post or something. It'll be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be grand. I'm going to be grand once I go and fall over or something. Yeah. As I'm constantly fond of telling people, one of the things that I really enjoy about crochet is literally how forgiving it is. It's like, you can't really do it wrong, and you just kind of like, you can kind of just bang shit in any old way, and it'll kind of look alright, you know? You don't need to worry about things like having twisted stitches, or like rowing out, or any of the other kind of weird tension problems that you've got with like, with knitting. Because in knitting, it's very kind of obvious sometimes that you've really done something that's absolutely balls stupid, alright? It's like, no, this is not intentional. Clearly, you just kind of fucked it up. Whereas if you go and just completely fuck up something with crochet, people can never really tell whether you're an idiot or you actually did it intentionally. Because, again, crochet is entirely freeform. And it's like, you could very well have chosen to do something that's completely idiotic, and you're just kind of like, you know, trying to do, you know, you're essentially trying to do the auteur thing of doing something new. Especially, by the way, if you do like freeform crochet and all that crap. And I constantly wonder how people do that because it's so irregular. I question how their brain works. But you know, they're doing their thing, you know. But that is just the thing with crochet. It's like you can absolutely do something utterly fucking nonsense, and you know, somehow it'll all work out and it'll still kind of look like you intended to do that. Ask me how I know. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna finish this thing and then I'm gonna get out of here. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna finish the thing and then I'm going to fall asleep. Ah, all right. Do the thing. Do the thing. Finish the thing. And then I've just realized I've left my yarn cutter in the other room, so we will not be actually finishing it properly, you know, by cutting the yarn like we're supposed to and weaving in the ends and everything. And I hope everyone's okay with that because totally not going to go get it at this late stage. I'm just going to go and, like, you know, fall asleep or something. We're okay. We're okay. Da da da. Doing the thing. Doing the thing and the stuff. Nearly finished. Now, the other reason as well to actually seam the stuff is that you get kind of a decent edge to it. And I think the edges can be kind of rough if you're just kind of doing this. However, I just have no idea what I'm doing here. I think it's because I'm so absolutely shattered. Yeah, this is going to be like, this is like the time that I got super high on pain meds and then knitted like 2 sets of mittens or something. And I remember looking at it afterwards going like, I'm sure that there was some thought process involved with some of this, but I'm not entirely sure any of it came from me. It could have been like essentially whatever the hell way I was tripping, and somewhere going through the stratosphere of, I don't know, whatever astral plane I was drifting through, I somehow managed to come together and get a set of mittens knitted. But, you know, serious questions about where all that came from. Entirely possible it was all just a drugs or just a dream. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Anyway, long story short, highly recommend knitting while absolutely off your face on prescription meds. It's super, super fun. And you know, you're not going to remember any of it, but I'm just saying it's definitely fun for given definition of fun. Okay. All right. Oh, just no. Come on. Half double, half double. Focus, focus, focus. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Into that seam, I think. Yeah, there. Half double. Through, come on, through that stitch. No, you're not going to do that, are you? We're going to do it through that. There we go. Done. Whoop. Done. Dunzo. Dunzomatic 2000. Okay, yeah, there we go. So if we just kind of whack this in, back in the thumb. And it's still not together enough. I'd have to go and reduce the number of stitches. You can see it's still a bit too... Look at that. Look at that stretch. Ugh, I'd have to put in like half the number of stitches to make that come together properly. Fucking great. Okay. All right, we're going to rethink this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right. Thank you very much for hanging out, everybody. I'm going to go offline now. I hope you have a really great Sunday. I'm going to go and sleep, and I'm going to be sleeping a really long time. I will see you guys on the Instagrams and all that kind of thing. Yeah, take it easy. I'm gone. I'm gone. Where's it? Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Close it. Turn off the mic. Good night.